When?
We
Look
got
at
it that time.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh man, it's cold, dude.
Yeah, it's very cold here in Oklahoma. I'd like to introduce you to the boy.
One of them.
Hi. Oh, okay. All right. I love you too.
Zeus.
Say hi.
Or not.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, what's going on? It's pretty cold out here.
You know what the fuck is coming. It's so cold out there. We're in Oklahoma and it's not a blizzard, at least not yet, but it's damn cold.
Yeah, it's dude.
There we go. Here's the other
There you
one.
go. That. Say hello. Say hello.
Anyway, okay, that's good. Anyway,
right.
What's been up?
Well, dude, I installed the door.
You did install a door. All on your own. How long did it take you?
The whole fucking day, which I didn't like. I got all the stuff, and when I was planning the day before, I got all the stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, it's just gonna take me an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's just drilling holes and tightening stuff, dude. It took me a whole fucking day.
Yeah, but you did it on your own, so that's cool. That's cool,
Bro.
Man, I don't know. Do you think the heat, like really extreme heat or really extreme cold, wears you out more?
I think it's the extreme heat. I don't do well.
I don't.
Which, looking at my skin doesn't make sense, but yeah, no, I don't do well in the
I
heat.
don't know. It might be the cold for me. It might edge it out slightly, but I mean they both suck. So
Shish, man. Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I'm trying to keep it together right now, honestly.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Dude, we've been going at it. We just went to play basketball. That was nice.
That was nice. I'm glad we got to get
We had a
that in.
few.
I'm hoping it doesn't snow anymore. I'm already over it.
All right, so some points to talk on here. So I got this on the concept of time, present, and future.
Damn, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's random. Let's dive into it.
Wow.
So time, past, present, and future. So I saw this TikTok, right? And in there, he was talking about like, if you leave whatever is in the past, if you lay out a timeline, you have your past, you have the present, you have the future. People who live in the past just are the people who are depressed all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And people who live constantly in the future are always have anxiety.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that.
And so avoid it's easier said than done, but to avoid both you have to live in the present, because both either or don't matter. You obviously need to use the past to remember what you did wrong or well and build on, but you need to use also the future, have your user imagination to know kind of where you're going,
Where you want to
but
go,
yeah, where you want to go. But
Oh, yeah.
what really does matter is the present.
Yeah, I mean, you're only ever really, all you have just is the present.
Right, yeah.
We have that gift of being able to look back at the past or look into the future, and that's a big tool, but it can get overused and overpowered, and it can really take away from your life. I mean, there's a fair amount of worry you should have in life, but no more than is necessary. I mean, you got to keep things practical is all.
Yeah.
It's hard to learn though, especially if you've really messed up in the past.
Dude,
I ruminate.
big time, because I think one of the things that makes us really, at least me, that makes me really go nuts is just thinking about the deed. Like you just, do you ever just sit there? You know,
Might need to put
what's
them
going on?
up.
No, it's hi. Okay,
I think
all right. No, so
They got a lot to say.
yeah, they have a lot to say. What's good? What do you got? Okay, kisses. Yeah, I go. But so one thing that's really that really makes me. Do you ever sit down or randomly during the day you just get this remembrance? You just remember one thing, right? And
Like
it just
what?
makes like, and it's always a bad thing. It's never like, well, sometimes remember good times, right? But most times it's just a cringy thing that you did, and you just go, oh, you know, just randomly during the day.
Yeah.
That makes me cringe. So bad.
I do that often. Sometimes about stuff that really shouldn't bother you, like something that's really way long ago, and I wonder if it's like really just a character flaw that we do that, or maybe it's like something we haven't fully learned from, so that's why it's popping up. I don't know, but
probably.
I look
Or
back.
just like sometimes it's just not even stuff that's like from 5 years ago. No, stuff that's from 15 fucking years
Yeah.
ago. Just
Yeah.
like you remember being in middle school and just all of a sudden you just go, oh, why did I do that for?
Yeah.
Like for example, like a very embarrassing moment when I was in middle school. Right, beginning of the year,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they have to elect the class president, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, maybe I should stand up and do it. But at that time, I was so fucking shy, and they had this other guy that was just popular, so obviously he was gonna get elected. I don't know what got into me, but I've always had this drive to take charge for some reason. I don't know why. And so I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna go and put myself out there. And it's time to talk, like, you know, class president, you have to get up there and talk a little bit about what you're gonna do if you class president, why should the guys elect you, and blah blah blah. So he goes, amazing speech, everybody. He claps, everyone's clapping, and then I get up there, and then I freeze. Like, this is me. I want to be president because I want to be president because I said that 5 times. And I just looked at me, and then
Middle school?
Yeah, middle school, and then the teacher goes, "I think it's time. You just go sit down." And then there's one girl that clapped for me, and she was the only one that voted for me.
Aww.
Out of 50,
Why didn't you marry her?
too late.
She was in your corner, man.
Out of
Sweet.
50 people,
50. Wow.
50 in the class.
Hey, I mean,
One vote.
you got one vote.
Oh,
At least
bro.
it wasn't a complete sweep.
Oh yeah, no, it's worse because it's just one person. If it was no one, I'll be like, okay, I deserve that. But one, I think that hurts a little more.
Yeah, I'm.
Hi.
You gotta.
No,
Be,
you
you gotta
still
be able to
gotta
laugh at it, you know.
Shout out to you if you ever watch this. I know we're not even. No one's gonna watch it, but shout out to you if you remember me.
I don't. I'm trying to think if I've got anything.
Hi.
I don't know. I feel like I'm always cringing at myself.
Yeah.
When I look back, like I don't like I tried watching our first episode and I was curious. It was like fascinating in one
Right.
respect because like you just never watch yourself.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating and horrifying at the same time. I was like, oh, just, ugh. I can understand why certain actors don't like to watch their own movies now. I'm like, I would like love to watch the movie I made, but like if I could block myself like the entire time, that'd be great if we could do that.
Yeah, just give the box where you're talking.
I'm a fucking idiot. I really am. Like I don't. It makes you like you ever look? I look back sometimes. I'm like, how did I ever get a girlfriend?
You're just like
I
me.
even
have
now,
a girlfriend?
it's like who the fuck?
I have a human that liked me.
Like someone took their time out of their day just to stay to stick around, and it's like, oh my god, like what? Are you okay? Like why are you seeing me?
Like just seeing me. But hey, your thing is upside down.
See what I mean? You see what I mean?
Like you have to kind of like put it right there, kind of like
I'm
you're
not
talking.
gonna make
like
it.
right there. Yeah, you have to.
I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, this is disgusting.
This is my
Anyways,
non-sexy. It's rough out there. Like I better make a lot of money or something better go my way. I don't have a lot.
I need something going on for myself.
Something.
But yeah, dude. So yeah, no, the concept of time, past, present, and future. Those two things, they do matter. Like you have to remember those cringe moments so you don't make them do them again, or you just own it. Like what's Jack Black, and you just make a thing out of it. It just becomes your personality. You know, Jack Black just keeps breaking the internet every time he posts something. He's a fucking genius. Respect the guy. Respect Jack Black. But yeah, no, dude. But yeah, on that concept, I think personally, you really do have to just stay in the present, stay focused on what's going on in your life. Because whether you're however much you want to be depressed, and I'm not saying, hey, there's no not that there's no value, and that's not the word I'm looking for. You're not not validated for having these issues. Like, these are real issues, and like, and people do deal with that stuff. Right. And whether it's anxiety or depression, but also living in the present is really one way to get shit done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say be careful from cutting off your past.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because you can easily run from stuff, too.
Right.
It's about, can you sit there, look at your past with, it's all your wins and all your losses, and your insecurities and whatnot. And can you, like, just sit with it and not, can you just be like, I understand. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is, and that's what I did, yeah.
You better yet, can you look back on it and laugh? That'd be great.
Yeah, it's rough.
But yeah, I don't want to run from anything. I want to take, especially my losses, with me, because you learn a lot from them, hopefully, and it's.
I just thought about something. Because I do wanna remember my past. So obviously, I don't want to throw away my past. Oh yeah, no, blah blah blah. I don't care about my past. No, I want stories. I want my life to be exciting enough. I want to be doing shit like the stuff that we just did, just so I have a story to tell. Like, I've been alive. I've lived. I've said things, not to the extreme to where, I'm gonna end up in prison. No.
Yeah.
But to the point where, it was funny. I made a story about that, or we just sitting there talking about stuff. Yeah. But I don't want to just be bland and boring.
Yeah, I mean, there's no, like, I've been very bad at living in a box a lot of my life. And I think a lot of that comes from, well, we get really real if you want.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
That's what we're doing. I think that, and there's some psychological literature on this, but I think at bottom, a lot of people's issues, there's a fear of death behind a lot of shit. And the fear of death is also tied to the fear of life. Like, you don't have one without the other. If you're afraid to live, you're afraid to die. If you're afraid to die, you're afraid to live. And you're gonna run. If you're gonna run from death, whether you run to a religion or you run to whatever sense of comfort you get, not that those, something like religion is inherently only about denying death. It can be, but people, including myself, can run to things in order to not have to face the fact that, like, hey, like, I'm here right now. Like, I wasn't here before, and I won't always be here either.
Right, yeah.
And I don't even think that has to be a depressing thing. It can be, honestly, God, it's motivating. It can be beautiful. Also, if you realize, like, man, I'm a part of all this. Like, the whole fucking shebang. Like, I was brought here. Like, I didn't whip myself into existence. Yeah. And so I'm part of a natural cycle, and it's kind of okay in that sense. And so I'm here for some reason. Let's figure out what that is, and let's play the game as best as we can.
Yeah.
And let's have some good stories to tell.
Right.
Dude, we ran down a hill today with just shorts on, and it's
that was
literally, it's 5 degrees. Like, that was
hilarious.
Weird.
That was weird.
Literally, like you said, teeth were cold.
Yeah, my teeth were cold.
My lungs hurt.
Yeah, at one point I was breathing hard. And I don't know if it was just the cold, but dude, I get frostbite. I get, oh yeah, you're dying out, dude, because I don't even know if that makes sense.
I'm curious what you think about this. Like, something I've been thinking a lot about is it's like the balance between like fulfilling your potential, like giving life all you can give, you know, living it to the fullest, that whole cliche thing.
Mm-hmm.
A balance between that and accepting who you are, because like we're not all gonna be I don't know, take your pick. We're not gonna all be LeBrons. We're not gonna all be, certainly not gonna all be Brady's. We're not gonna be the best in, you know, just anything. We might not even be great at anything. We might just be good at something.
But that's the thing, though. That's not what I want. I want to see, and it's okay to do that, because some people just want to live a decent life.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if I'm, for example, I really want. I'm not. Maybe I started making video games, but I'm not the best. But that's what I want to strive for. I want to make something that really creates something that I really believe is close to the perfection that I aspire to.
Well, I wonder. I think step
So
one,
chasing that is like
step one is getting in touch with what you actually want. Like we were talking about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
People can make the mistake of just grinding all the time, and I think that is a mistake if you think it's something you have to do. Like if you think like there's that imaginary figure, that voice in your head is like, you have to do this, and you never stop and question, well, okay, grinding and hard work is a very good tool, but hard work for hard work's sake, I don't buy into that. Like,
right,
if I'm not doing anything that's meaningful to me, I fucking suck at it because I don't care.
Unless you
and I'll
have
be
a family.
open about that. Like if I taking classes, didn't give a shit about them.
Right.
I did not do well in those classes, and you know what?
Just don't.
I laugh at it. I don't really regret it either because it didn't mean anything to me.
Right.
And a part of me was like, well, you should do your best at everything you do, and it's like, yeah, I agree, but my best with that thing was not my best with my drawing
else,
or
yeah.
whatever it is. So I don't know. Maybe it takes more time than I'm giving myself credit for, but just trying to figure out what you really want to give your all at.
And that's a struggle for me. I want to do so many things, and I don't mind being involved in these many things. It's just finding the time isn't even a problem. It's just balancing everything whenever you have a family. Like that's one of the things. Like guys like Elon Musk. What the fuck is that surhuman? Is what in the shiddly fuck? What?
There's certain special people, dude.
Yeah, like, bro. But yeah, no. Just dividing your time into doing all these things. I don't mind the grind. It's not that I think I don't even think of it as a grind. I just like doing all this stuff. I like staying busy, and that's one. Also, I feel like I can never be bored. It just doesn't make sense to me. I can never sit idle.
There's a luxury in that. I'm not even being completely honest because I think at bottom, a part of my fear, the thing that is keeping me from fully accepting what I want to do is it's a sense of loneliness and isolation. Like I know, like I'm afraid to fully go alone. That's part of why I've been so frustrated up there. It's like, it's like I don't know sometimes if I want to say that's a necessary stage that you have to go through, particularly as a man. But at the same time, it's like, is that a bad sign? Like, am I doing the hard work for hard work's sake, and this is not a necessary stage to go through, right. Like the isolation part. I don't know. Like I sense it. I sense it's necessary. I do, but I have to get over that. And I don't know. I don't really know where I was going with that, but
no. I get what you're saying. Like get having that sense of just doing things to avoid feeling alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hiding, but it's great, but it still feels like you're hiding yourself from your true self.
It's like, yes. So when I say I'm at my lowest and I'm sitting down, laying down, probably, in my room or whatever, and I'm like just, I'm just in the kind of throes of it. I'm like, well, fuck. Like, okay, here we are. Like, what are we going to do? And if I can get myself up and create, at the drawing table, and get those juices flowing, it's like, that feels really nice. It feels really good. My only worry is, like, am I doing that because that's inherent and that's something I should do? Like, that's where I don't like to get too woo-woo about it, but I kind of feel like you run into that when you talk about stuff like this. So, is that my destiny? God, I hate it. It's so cringy. Is that my path to take, or am I just hiding? And it's really hard to tell the difference sometimes. I'm not sure. Am I doing something wrong?
Let me ask you this then. Why does it matter? Because that shows that's just anxiety.
What do you mean?
Why does it matter? And what does
If
it
I'm
matter?
hiding?
Yeah. Why does it matter? Are you doing it because whether you want to do it or whether it's just because you're trying to hide something, you're still doing.
There's definitely a part of it that is a response to the world,
right?
To outside life. Like, I don't like. Be careful.
Yeah, you don't like.
There are certain aspects to my life, certain people in it, certain people I'm surrounded by. In the current situation I'm in, that really, honestly, it was just really annoying. It's a bit of fear because I'm like, I just don't want to have to go through this. But it's also a major annoyance. People can be very annoying, and I'm a very non-confrontational person. Like, if I'm around someone who thinks they know something, and I know for a fact they're wrong, there are a lot of times I will just not say anything. Because I'm just like, I don't want to argue. I don't really care. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like, you go on thinking your thing. That's fine. And so I lean against the ropes, and I'm just like, I'll just let them talk. And I'm like, okay. But at the same time, that keeps you from connecting with people. And so a part of my creative side is a response to, I keep hitting the table, is a response to me not wanting to engage with the world fully, with other people fully. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't want to deal with other people's bullshit. And I don't know how good that is, to be honest.
Well,
there's just certain people.
I think it's just a trait of your personality, and it's not that it's just you're a loner, and that's okay.
Maybe it's I mean, ideally, like.
That's I feel like you're the type of guy you want your farm, your wife, your kids.
My farm, my cows.
Gotta
get the stair going on the land there. Yeah, I'm from Texas, buddy.
And you're fine, and your drawings.
Yeah,
and you're fine.
I need. You know what I need? I need my closest friends, and oftentimes there's one, maybe two if I'm lucky, and a few other solid dudes around.
Yeah,
and if I'm in a relationship, a good girl, and
I wonder how we're gonna be if we ever get into relationships.
Oh, dude, I'm scared.
Yeah, because is it something that's gonna take time?
Here we go.
It's one person's gonna be third wheeling all the fucking time, or like what the fuck's gonna happen?
Oh, you mean like if one of us gets a girlfriend and the other one doesn't?
Yeah, or maybe because if that happens,
dude, listen to me when I say this. I mean this.
Mm-hmm.
I am a professional third wheeler. I'm so good. I will wingman for you while you're with your girl.
It's like, okay,
like, I will help that date be better. Like,
I can also put your dick inside.
No.
Oh shit!
I was thinking about leaving. At that point, that's where my night ends. That's where I go to the drawing table.
Well, shit. I went too far.
You're the only other guy who can match my humor. Jesus. Put on gloves.
Oh, fuck.
So fucking.
Oh, Jesus.
It's fucked up, dude.
Now
I'm thinking, what kind of girl would go along with it? Thought too much about that. I'm good at being alone. Like I am, but it just has its moments, like anything. I don't know, like, what... Who you saying like who will be by the time we get around to that?
No, not that. Like how it's gonna be.
If it'll be different than our other relationships?
Yeah.
It better be, because the other ones didn't last. I mean, there were great parts to it, like any relationship, you wouldn't be in it. I don't know. I think like I was saying earlier, it's like there's I'm curious what you think you need to work on before, because I know.
Honestly, I don't want to say, oh, they listen, I'm the perfect dude, blah blah blah. I have my flaws, which I think are just doing things all the fucking time that never turn on or turn off. And even when I do, it's more of a, even when I'm having fun, it's like structured.
Not fun. I got you, Dale, on that one.
I have like my way of having fun is like, oh, we're doing something, and it needs to have a goal. I'm extremely competitive.
Yeah.
Extremely competitive.
You know I am, dude.
Yeah. No, I'm extremely competitive to the point where, like, even when we were playing earlier, I did drills before we started playing because I didn't want to fucking lose. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm extremely competitive. Extremely. And even having a girl, just someone in my life, I would want to compete with that person.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Just because. I wouldn't want to just pull pranks on that person.
How you mean?
And just keep upping one another. But to me, that's having fun.
You will have to find that person who's down for that.
Right. And I don't know who's out there for that, but that's where I see myself being with that person. Because I'm extremely competitive. I'm trying to be very disciplined, but I'm extremely competitive. That's one of my traits that I don't know, it took me a long time to realize that I am, but I'm not a sore loser, mm-hmm. but I'm very, very competitive.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, people say it's a good idea to find someone who kind of balances you out. Like, I don't want to say opposite, like we talked about that, not opposite,
no,
but who helps even, because I feel like if you're going to get in a relationship, there is a part of it, like, I do think you should change a bit.
I don't think so. Changing yourself at your core.
No. I don't mean like I'm going to act differently to appease this person. I mean, like, over the course of relating to someone, you naturally change with them.
Yeah, if there are little things that you're like, oh yeah, well, when I was single, I was doing this. Now, hey, we have to eat together. I have to come home at a certain time to eat, stuff like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or even like, I was a very impatient person, but after being with so and so, like, I've kind of matured more. Blah blah blah. Something like that.
No. Flaws like impatience and little stuff that just makes life harder for you. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. But at your core, or little things, great. Mm-hmm. Like what time you're gonna eat, or if being a little sweeter or stuff like that. Yeah. Sure. But
no, you can't change at your core.
At your core, nah, dude. That's
they don't love you by default. They love another idea of you. So.
They love the other idea of you. It's not even you.
You're competitive. I've been very guilty of making someone. I don't even know if it's a more important thing. In the past, I have made them too much of my world, and I've picked people who've made me their whole world, and I realize I can't do that anymore. Like, it's too fucking painful, but it's a lot of pressure, man, and you gotta, at a certain point, you have to grow up and realize it's like, no one's gonna complete you. Like, there's no one who's gonna do that for you. Like, the best I think you can hope for is just sharing your life with someone, and you guys just go so well enough together, like you're kind of on a similar path kind of thing, that you are better off being together than just alone. It's like, hey, we're going to the same place,
accomplices. Come with me. Right back on. We're back.
I was saying, like, I stopped and I thought about it. I was like, I don't have that. I literally, like, don't have love in my life. Like, the only thing I have is, like, us doing this, us hanging out. Joking around with buddies, and that's the closest thing. And I try to, like, I think I kind of export that naturally since I don't have a partner to focus it on. I just try to be good to people in a general sense. It's the only time, kind of little moments in life. But otherwise, I was like, oh, that's probably not healthy. Like, I don't have a dog to show love to even. So I was like, I probably should work on changing that. But yeah, that hit me last night. I was like, oh man, that's not really good.
No, I don't personally. I don't think necessarily it's good or bad. It's just for me. It's the same for me. I have my family, but it's not. I'm really closed off. Like I show love, but it's just okay.
I have a guilt. Like, I don't like to. Like, I keep in touch with my parents, but I'm afraid to rely on them too much, especially like emotionally.
Right.
Be like, if I have a bad day, and it's like, what do you, like, I'm not like, just deal with it.
Right.
You got it. Like,
and even my philosophy of life is, it's not that it could be worse. It's just, oh, hey, it happened. It happened. I dealt with it, and whatever came out of it, I'm still in the prison. I'm still gonna keep going if I can. And just from there, I don't think there's a point where you just go, well, this was really bad to the point where I can't do anything. If it's over, it's over. Yeah. And I don't think at any point it's over until it's not over. If any of the things, if any of these make sense, like you're not trying your best until you die.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
there's a clip for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's like when you don't, like, I've messaged you a couple times, and that's what I'm trying to just mention.
That's
but it's like, you got no one to call.
That.
It's like, what do you do? It's like, and that's why I said, like, a couple weeks ago, I had that moment where I sat with myself, and I was like, fuck, like, don't reach out to anyone. Like, just don't. Do it, deal with it yourself. And it's like, ooh, like, I realize I haven't done that enough.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder I've gotten with people who, I haven't done it enough for myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just,
and I think that's a bit of a moral failure. Like, honestly, I think there's like a sin in that, in not doing that, because I've seen what happens.
Taking care of yourself.
Yeah, because you end up hurting other people, not just yourself.
Yeah. That's right.
That's to tie it back in. That's why I don't think about getting with anyone. Like, I don't keep that. I deliberately keep it off my mind, because it's like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna fuck anyone else up.
Truly, you have to love yourself. You truly have to love yourself first. You truly have to know who you are. Not necessarily know. You can't know completely who you are, because you never know how
you have to know enough of who you are. To be able.
But you have and accept. Forgive the things that happened that you didn't happen before, and anything that happened before that you can't deal with, because it's already in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But you have, when I say forgive yourself, and it's more of a, hey, listen, that happened, it made me grow, and it's okay. I'm still alive. I can still grow,
mm-hmm.
and I can keep doing better.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean you stop doing. That's the point of, hey, I can still grow.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But also, your reality is completely different from many people's reality.
Yeah.
Like my I always thought it wasn't okay for me to be constantly doing shit. But that's my reality. Like, if I end up alone, I'm okay with that.
Mm.
Because I honestly, like, I have urges, of course, but they're urges. That's it.
They pass.
If I end up having a kid, great.
Mm-hmm.
Having a family, great. If I don't, well, it is what it is. I'm not, like, I don't know if it's a mainly thing or if that's just I don't question that, but it's my reality, and the fact that some people make you feel bad because, like, hey, when are you gonna have kids? Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I got people in my family doing that.
Yeah, like, shut the fuck up. That's you. You want to have kids. You want to keep chasing girls or keep doing this. Don't put that on me, please.
Yeah.
Just don't put that on me. And it's not even just about having kids. It's about, oh, hey, where do you work? Oh, like like maybe 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I remember this. Let's start from the beginning. 4 years ago, I picked up a girl, right? And she was driving an okay car, right? And we have it was at night. We had a conversation. It was a fun drive. And then I took her Instagram, and we never really talked or connected. It was just in the hidden moment, right? And then 2 years later, that was like in 2018. I was still driving, and I picked her up again, and she said, "Oh, you're still driving?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah.
Fucking am. What of it?
Like, how are you imposing your reality?
What you doing, bitch?
Of chasing. Because when I dropped her off, she was driving a better car, like an Audi A6 or something like that.
Damn.
Like, and she said that. I'm like,
Why?
okay,
Yeah.
why?
Huh.
What the fuck? You know?
Well, I mean, I've been in the same boat with you on that. It's not like shit.
Like, that's the one thing. Please, people, stop trying to push your reality of chasing blah, blah, blah onto others.
I feel like you're looking for a sense of validation at that point. 'Cause you need someone else to confirm that. Like, hey, I'm doing the right thing, right? And we all need some validation. Like, I think that's part of being human, but get it from the right people.
And validation validation from what? Like, if I'm doing something that I love, and I created something like the game that idea of the game that I talked to you about. I created this and I put it out there. I want people to like it. Right? I'm always going to check, how did he do? How did he do? How did he do? But at the end of the day, I created it because I liked it. I like the idea. That's something I want to work on. That's something maybe 50 years later, I'm going to show, hey, I did that. That's me. You know? I want to show you because I'm excited to show you I created something. Not because I want to brag. But imposing your reality or your ideas onto others because for you it's a way of getting validation from other people that you don't even know or you don't even care is unhealthy. I don't know. It just pisses me off.
No,
it really does. It really does. It's super annoying.
Good rant.
Yeah.
Good rant.
That's what we're here for. Ranting. Anyways, so you sent me. Oh. Look at that. It's been a while. So you said you have some too. Maybe you can use them for the podcast. You rely on others for another person to make you happy. I think we talked about that. Rely on the family to have a place to call home. Rely on your phone to keep you distracted. You rely on great minds to think for you. You rely on your parents to tell you where to go. Why would you expect to trust yourself when you never had? That's deep, dude.
And here's something I've thought about after sending that to you. Because I was saying, like, literally, I was sitting, again, I was at my table. Like I said, I was focused on something else. And that's why I like to keep paper nearby, because sometimes I just have those thoughts come to me. And I realized, after sending it, I was like, I'm talking to myself. Like, I'm talking to myself. So it's like, including with this whole thing, it's like the advice you give other people, if you should be giving anyone advice, you know, who asked you, the advice you give other people, are you not giving it to yourself? Aren't you talking to yourself, really? And so it's about getting to a place where you don't need that validation or permission from other people to go like, hey, do you think this is right? Do you think this is true? It's like, no. Sit with yourself and really look at shit like that, like, and stop relying on others to think for you, and really question what you believe, what you want, who you are, and then go after that. Stop thinking you have to do anything. I've been stuck in a place where I thought I have had to do things all my life. Thought it was I don't know, maybe it came from religion or what, just personality flaw, character flaw. I don't know, but it's also, I think, now that I think about it, it's a bit of a way of hiding from responsibility. Because I think really in life you should do whatever the fuck you want to do, and then the moral side of me goes, well, how can that be right? You can't just do what you want to do. People will be crazy. It's like, no. It's like, as soon as you identify what you want to do, there is a huge responsibility on you to be able to make that thing happen.
Yeah.
And that will keep you in line. You just have to trust yourself. That sits in here. It really does. So that whole text I sent you, like, they're really, like,
yeah,
if anyone needs to pay attention to it, it's really me. Yeah.
Big time. I say that's really deep because the concept of relying on yourself is great because you're becoming independent, for sure. But is it to the point where you're cutting yourself out of people?
I think
other people.
That's the big dilemma. I think it's a fine line. I think you have to go through all of that before you can ever go back to, whether it be a romantic relationship or whatever. You have to go through a period of being alone in order to forge that identity that you have kind of latent inside you. And then only after you've gone through that fire and you come out the other side, then you can share that with someone else, because otherwise you're just not fully formed. You're this fucked up mess of just, you got your own bullshit, you haven't sorted out. It's alchemy. It's like a real alchemical process that I'm giving myself advice this whole damn time, dude.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
I'm answering my own questions, but I realize it. I think you got to go through the shit, that scary time. You don't know exactly, how things are gonna work out. You got to rely on yourself.
You really don't, and that's what creates anxiety. And that's I'm becoming really, really big on staying disciplined.
You have to keep focused.
Staying focused, staying disciplined, staying in the present.
Man.
And last but not least, really, really not let people control your emotions. It's really a really big, tough thing.
You're preaching to me on that one, dude. I'm so bad at that.
Yeah, it's a
I
tough
do that
thing
naturally.
to do. It's a very tough thing to do because people will test you, and it's not even that you're saying they test you because they know what they're doing. It's just.
Well, people, half the time, the shit people will get, including myself, will get upset at, those people didn't even mean anything by it. They're just fucking talking. They didn't mean anything.
So think about this, and that's a good segue. For example, Neuralink from Elon Musk. It said eventually, maybe in 10, 15, 20 years, I'm extending that because I really don't fucking know. Neuralink is like this little nano,
implant?
nanotech implant that you put in, I think, either in the side of the brain or your spine, but it enhances your capacities, and at first it's going to be used to cure brain tumors, brain disease, like Alzheimer's and stuff like that, and eventually it's going to be used to enhance human abilities, like access to the internet. You're going to know everything. You like that thing where your teachers are telling you nobody's going to be walking around with calculators. Guess what we have in our hands now? And even better, we have the whole world in our hands. That's connected, which is crazy.
Dude. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
Dude, I'm excited for it.
You're excited for it?
Yeah. I fucking love technology, man. I'm excited for it.
I'm creeped out by it, dude. I already have a hard time with it as it is.
It always comes. It always comes with its good and bads, but like, what are you going to do? Like, self-driving cars.
Well, I don't know. I feel like, man, we already have a huge issue in society with people not being connected with each other as it is. It's like...
What are you talking about not being connected
with each other?
all these Twitter fights, these Twitter beef,
exactly fights. Like people, you're not connecting.
but they're
with someone on
still
the internet.
interacting.
They're interacting in a second-hand way. That's a much different thing than you and I looking each other in the eyes.
But okay, so I agree with what you're saying. Where
we finally disagree on something,
right? We're sitting and we're talking to each other, right? That's face to face. But for kids that's born, that's Gen Z or Gen. I don't know if it's Gen Y.
Gen Z, I think.
Gen Z or Gen Y. No, Z is the last one. The one after that, the ones that are just born, the 2020s baby and up.
Yeah.
That's a new generation. Because Gen Z, I think, is 2010 to 2020. I think I can't. Anyways,
I don't know,
but that new generation, they don't know that we used to play Game Boys. Like, they see a rotary phone and they're like, what the fuck is this antiquity? You know? Like, what are those buttons? They don't know, they don't have the same reality as we did. Like, going outside, but they're still connected. They're as connected as ever. They'll ever be.
I hope. Here's what I'll say. I hope. But the argument against it, and I don't know how you get around this, is like, evolutionary speaking, like, our instincts were forged over millions of years. And a huge part of that is being a part of a tribe. And a huge part of that, being a part of a tribe, is connecting. Like, if I can't look in your eyes and we're on the same wavelength, we're not going to make it together. We're not going to survive. And I think if you don't take that into account, like, there's something about technology that just like it's a buffer between that, and it keeps people too distracted in order to look
but
up.
I think sure it is a buffer. I'm not denying that at all. But at the same time, also it's an enhancer. It's a catalyst. It really is a catalyst because like
for what though?
Like because take for example Omegle. Just not even let's put Neuralink on the side for now. Omegle is an app where you it's not even an app. It's you're just going to the website and you're connecting with randos. Lot of dicks. Lots of dicks.
Hence why I'm not on it.
Nah, for whatever reason. But you're connecting with people. Right, and because you're connecting with people, you can, like, if you're just hanging out, you don't have anything, you can go on Omegle and start talking to people. You can meet people on Omegle. You can never be alone. Like, take apps like Tinder, all this other stuff. You're still connected, even if it's not face to face, but you're still connected.
It's just not as deep.
It's very shallow, but it's the new reality.
I don't like it though. Like, what do we like? We have anxiety and depression through the roof, and we wonder, like, well, I feel like it's obvious, isn't it? Like,
I think it's triggered, but people, we really are transitioning right now.
Into what? Like,
and I think personally, it's a virtual world.
A what?
A virtual world.
Oh, virtual world.
Virtual, yeah. It's very much still gonna be. Oh, hey, we log in, like this whole logging in and doing stuff. Online, going on in alternate realities, and when I say alternate, it's just popping off like Sword Art Online. I don't know if you know that anime,
I know of it.
That's that kind of thing. But also Neuralink. Eventually, what it's gonna become. So what he talked about on Joe, he said it was gonna eventually become an intention thing. Like, because you have that, we're not even like talking like this. It's very, like very telepathy. Slow. It's very slow. But with Neuralink, it's kind of like it's gonna be kind of like telepathy, like kind of like what you said. But it's gonna be about intent, like somebody delivering a joke, right?
Yeah, stand-up comedian just standing there not saying a word.
And everyone, that's gonna be hilarious. I don't know what, but if while you're doing something, you'll feel what the other person actually intends to do, like murderous intent and stuff like that.
Yeah, do we want that though?
You do, because then think about it. If you feel murderous intent, that's one you're gonna be like, yo, why are you thinking about? My bad. Yo, why are you thinking about killing me right now?
Okay, here's a different scenario for you. Like that's an easy one to put up, but you're sitting there with your girl, and you have one of those just fleeting negative thoughts that makes you human.
Yeah, like
And she picks up on it, and you're like,
that's gonna be a new reality. But
I don't want
still,
that reality. Who gets to vote on this?
But think about it. Phones. You have phones.
We have enough. I'm done. I'm
You
already
have
addicted to it as it is.
You have phones when you were with your girl, and if you go on IG and you watch, you're looking at pictures that you're not supposed to be looking at.
I know the solution.
Just don't.
I just make me a dog in the next life. I'll be there you go.
But yeah, that's the idea.
I don't buy that progress is inherently good.
No, it's not necessarily good, but it is progress, dude. There's no stopping it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you sink.
I feel like we should do a better job of considering our actions. I don't know.
Yeah, because otherwise you sink though.
You sink? Well, yeah. You have to keep moving forward. Yes.
So that's where I was going. Where I was going with all this is on the concept of evolution, right? Think about it. It's pyramids. You have the Stonehenge. You have like residues of remnants of civilizations that were just that seemed to new stuff that hunters and gatherers like 10,000 years ago just couldn't do. But it's still older than these guys. Like, how did they know this? And hear me out here. Aliens. So I picked that from one guy on TikTok. But no, aliens.
Had a good line about that.
Either aliens or it's just civilizations because they were
just that advanced.
They were that advanced, but like something like COVID-19 or some kind of virus just took them out, and they had to flee from those places.
Or whatever, famine.
They had to flee from those places, or they just lost. Like what was it? Oh, that's funny. People are always doing that. Jokes about that on TikTok. Chasing that's ancient civilization in water.
Oh, Atlantis.
Yeah, exactly. Chasing Atlantis.
Come on,
but
buddy,
what happened to them?
There you go.
Wasn't it a volcano that erupted and it sank down the whole island or something? Because that place is underwater.
The legend of it is, and it's funny, is a great flood.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great floods, like in different, the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Bible, Atlantis myth. There's a lot of great flood events that have happened in ancient stories. So, it's a whole other subject.
Yeah.
Definitely civilization, like things, talking about earlier, tying it back in again, how I was saying you're a part of this life and it's a whole continuum. Thing changes.
Things do change.
I don't think I think you could take a lesson from Buddhism, saying, like an attitude of non-attachment. I think that's very healthy to a point. I mean, there's things I will voluntarily be attached to. If I marry somebody, I'm going to attach myself to that person. Yeah. Like, if I'm not going to do that all in, I'm not going to marry anyone. That just doesn't make sense to me. You commit 100%. And, but that extends to quite possibly definitely our ways of life. The way of life we have right now is not what it was just a couple years ago.
Oh yeah,
and that's fairly minor in comparison to what could happen.
So think about this. Do you think in under 20 years since we had the internet and blah blah blah, do you think it was aliens? They were like, here's a little bit of technology. Let's see what you do with that.
No.
Because literally, you have a cable that goes into a piece of plasma.
We're hitting the alien talk early.
Yeah. A piece of plasma, and like this little cable and this little TV shows you pictures.
Oh, it's straight magic. It is. I mean,
like if you uploaded some Stone Age guy, he walked in here,
you freak out.
Yo, dude, no, there's no fucking way. What kind of fucking magic is this? You know.
I mean, I would
and
say
I'm still amazed every time. I'm amazed by anything, really.
That's a good attitude to have. I think we don't give ourselves enough credit in that area. I mean, again, we just don't know. Like, if there are aliens and they have contacted, then I'm assuming we'd learn something from them. I don't know. I think it's entirely plausible we just did everything on our own too. So
Right. Yeah, I feel like each week we should come up with one fact about aliens and stuff, technology and stuff like that.
Who seem to know how to do just about anything. So,
find the right people to do this.
That too. They get people under them, and that's the way things work. And you get enough Elons.
Eventually, you're gonna meet an alien
smarter than Elons over the course of human history, huh?
You get enough Elons, eventually you're gonna get to meet aliens. That's funny.
Yeah, you know what's funny? He said he doesn't consider aliens. Like, he just doesn't think about them. He was on Rogan's the other day, and I was listening to it. It was really funny.
Really?
Yeah.
A third time?
Yeah. And
Whoa!
Rogan
I missed that.
Yeah, Rogan was like, "Well, what do you think about aliens?" He's like, "I really don't. Watch out, because that's gonna shake."
Oh, yeah,
he's like, "I don't," and it was like, "Really?" And Rogan was like, "Even with you trying to colonize space, and all that, you don't think about it?" He's like, "No." I mean, he's like, if they show up, he's like, "Well, there's new information." And I was
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I guess
like, how much technology? Like, that guy is so fucking focused on.
He knows
the
what
present.
he wants. He knows what he wants. There's no bullshit. There's no one going to tell him anything else, how he should live his life. He married Grimes.
He finally did marry her?
Yeah, they have a kid.
They have a kid, but they not. I don't think they're married.
I thought they were married.
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
I think he did 2 marriages. I think that's enough.
Well, whatever.
Personally,
He's
for
got
me.
a kid.
Yeah.
Same. Whatever. Where was I going with that? No, there's no one who is going to tell Elon Musk how to live his life.
Nobody. And as a matter of fact, that should be the case for everyone.
I think it should. Maybe there's some idiots out there. I got some of my family. Dude, I come from some partly white trash, so we should be tamed. We really should. But no, you should have people should be able to have
new
the
information,
self-awareness to self-confirm. That's easier said than done. Like, if you haven't done that, you should work on it. There's no. I wouldn't beat yourself up about it, but that should be a goal, I think, of everyone's, is to be able to be like, yeah, this is what I want. If I don't know what I want, I'm gonna at least die trying to figure out what that is along the way, and see what happens along the way. I feel like should we talk about? We had some movies we were talking about.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
It was a hard segue.
Just stop. Yeah, we can come back next week on that.
By the way, I heard my work was haunted, and I have yet to see it. I haven't been there all night just yet, but I'm a little disappointed so far.
A little disappointed?
Why? Disappointed. I got excited when I heard it may be haunted.
I
was like, oh yeah? Fucking tell me.
Nah,
what you got?
Tell me.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, so what movie?
The one I saw the other night that... Yeah... It was so weird because it's one of those ones you scroll through, the thumbnail just kind of catches your eye, and it's like I had spent probably almost an hour of just not finding anything I wanted to watch, and anything I searched for, Amazon didn't have. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay the money. I'm just gonna keep looking.
Big money.
Yeah. And so I found this. I was almost about ready to give up and just be like, I'll just fuck off the rest of the night, and not watch anything. And I found it, and it's called One Night. I've never heard anyone talk about this movie. I've never heard of the movie. I don't even know when it came out. I think it was fairly recent, though. And it's, like I said, it was literally just guy and a girl, one-night stand situation, and the entire movie takes place over the course of that night, and just them interacting and kind of sharing, their lives. Opening up, and, I said, nothing... I have not watched a movie that I've related to that deeply, I don't think ever. I literally, once that movie ended, I felt like I had went through. It was holy shit. So yeah, the movie One Night.
Pictured my life.
Huh?
They just pictured your life.
Yeah, I mean, they were a little older than I am, and they'd been through some different things, but legit, just emotionally, it was Jesus, who's been reading my mind? Yeah. You watch any good movies? You've been on anime for a minute.
I want to watch that One Night because I think I'm gonna get into it tonight or something.
Yeah.
But
I highly recommend it.
What movies have I watched recently? most of the movies that I watch are very sci-fi, right? And
Yeah.
and
I'm curious what you can get to this, but like what your favorites are, because I don't really watch any.
There we go.
There we
That
go.
one. The one movie. Did it just turn off? Probably.
It started over, I think.
Nice.
Easy fix.
So the one movie that I've watched that's like I remember it's not very sci-fi. It's I can't remember the name actually. It's no, I can't remember the name.
Who's in it?
I can't even remember his name. But he did a movie with Lady Gaga.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper.
It's not Limitless, is it?
It's Limitless.
Limitless. Okay.
Limitless. That's one movie I remember.
It's selfless.
Yeah, it's selfless, not limitless. But I like that movie because it's going back to kind of evolution stuff. It's what drugs did to you, do to you. Are drugs really enhancing you, or do you have that latent ability and it's just
Ooh, that's an interesting take on that.
right? So like they have this theory that I saw on TikTok. Again, I leave on TikTok, but they had this theory that it's not aliens that made us faking the pyramids and all that stuff. It's not aliens that did that. It's not no, it's not. What do you call it? A fate of evolution that made it die, or it's not anything that we can think of, but it's mushrooms.
Oh, are you talking about stoned ape theory? Oh, okay. Gee, that's a whole other bag.
Right. So some stuff, like how much of drugs pushed evolution, like how much of it, connected the new wiring that really weren't there before. Or maybe they were there, just lost unnecessary neurons.
Yeah.
And so we just started thinking much more straightforward to the point where we started forming words and stuff like that. It's a little more complex than that, but maybe I'm just spitballing and not making any sense.
It's hard to know what you don't know. So,
True.
From my crazy limited perspective, it kind of seems a little possible. Like having may or may not have partaken in certain substances.
Substances.
Knowing their effects, I could see it being entirely possible that it would help push people forward in certain ways. At least in a little nudge. They definitely took them.
Right.
We know that.
Because in Limitless, not to fuck up the plot or something, people should go watch a really, really inspiring movie to go do drugs. But no, it's a very cool movie because this guy used that not to just keep on, I'm trying to escape from reality and blah, blah, blah. I'm walking away from my problems. He used it to become a better person. A more driven, I have bigger, better goal. Right, which is, again, not pushing that on anybody else because he wasn't trying to. It's just that's what he wanted to do.
So is it like the argument of, like, do drugs change you or do they make you more you?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the drug.
Or do they eliminate the stuff that you don't necessarily want or need?
For some people, I think it... Well, I guess the answer, like anything else, it interacts with people. There's people who smoke pot and they have terrible times on it, like legit, or they're allergic to it. And then there's other people, obviously, who love it and there's no issues. So it just affects people differently. So I could see certain people benefiting from certain things and others not. It's also a matter of responsibility and what you can handle. Mm-hmm. Like, I know what I can and can't handle for the most part, and so it's up to me to be able to work within those boundaries.
Right.
But that's not for me. Like, just because those are my boundaries, well,
It doesn't mean that. Yeah.
What other movies? I need to watch Interstellar.
Interstellar. I think that's one I haven't watched.
Really?
Maybe I've watched it. I'm not sure.
Sci-fi. I'm trying to think of sci-fi movies I've seen. What we need to do is have a whole episode, or maybe 2, where we break down like our. I'm a huge horror fan.
Yeah.
And movie fan. Like movies kind of helped raise me, so I'm just huge movie fan in general. But we could do like a top 5 movies in general, top 5 like genre films in general.
Just take it down and have like a. Actually, I think the way it's going, we kind of have 3 sections so far. Just the first one, the first 30 minutes are like kind of like life and what we're going through and stuff like that, and stuff we usually talk about. The second section is like aliens.
It keeps going back to aliens. I don't know, like, you never brought this up. It just happened, like
evolution, aliens, technologies, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like self-driving cars. I think that's a subject for next time. Self-driving cars, or technology into that space. And the third section is just movies. I think that's nice. Yeah. That's nice. And all right, guys.
Hold on, hey.
Oh no, it's
you
not
wrap
over.
it up.
Wait, I don't want to put too much out there because then we don't.
Nah, we're infinite.
We're
creative
good
here with the content. We could. It'd be cool to also, if anyone would like to see it, it'd be cool to do like a commentary over certain movies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And maybe a movie we've already seen. That way we could actually, because I don't know about you, the way I watch a movie, like the first time I watch it, I'm just taking it in, and there's a lot of stuff I will miss. And so, like, if I were to actually review something, it's like I could love the movie, but I could not tell you certain things about it.
Talking about not even also movies and also TV shows, right? We can dabble on that too. But talking about movies, the movies that we saw last year. What's his name? What was the name?
Joker.
The Joker. That was unexpectedly like good.
Dude, that movie.
For how dark it was?
I'm realizing how polarizing that movie is. I've gone back and listened to some people talk about it, and there's some people out there who have real gripes, and it's like, it's kind of an annoyance of mine.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, it depicts mental illness in a too sexy a way, or
sexy way,
gratuitous way, and it's like, openly, like, as someone who has legitimately dealt with mental illness, fuck off. No one asked for your opinion. Fuck off. Really? It's not for you then. Just, you don't like it, you don't like it. But I hate when people get on a soapbox of moral issues.
I'm better than that. No, it's not. It's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a fucking movie.
I wish things had less importance in that way. Like not everything's a grand statement.
No,
it's a fucking movie.
Thank you, someone tried to say it.
It's a whole virtue signaling thing. But that movie being polarizing is like, oh, you realize like some people it just hit with, like you, me, and Ben. I remember we stood in the parking lot after just talking about a half hour, just being like, holy shit. And that was the second time I had seen that. And it still hit me, and I was like we all just, like, it hit. And I think part of it is probably a generational thing. Yeah. Even though it's made in the style of a 70s movie of Taxi Driver and all that, but certain people really just, for whatever reason, didn't. My uncle was one of them. I watched it with him the first time, and he just thought it was too violent, whatnot. But it's just really interesting how certain things can work for some people and not others. And
that like it really depicted where
he's a big old baby down there.
Yeah, Odin is making noise. But I really fucking liked it. Like
I love it.
Seriously, for how dark that movie was, I really fucking liked it. Which the way, like, the coming up,
it's a little scary,
right? No, yeah, it's
relating to it that much,
It's definitely a thriller. Like, so just think about it for people that go through stuff like that, like, because it was a coming of age for the Joker, like a coming of self-acceptance of who you are, even if it's really dark. Like, I'm not saying go be fucking crazy and kill people. Please.
I don't think
Don't clip me.
you could. Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
You
Nobody
can make
watched
the
this.
argument any way you want. You can say this movie was out to tell people, like, this is okay, go do this if you wanted to. You can also make the opposite and say this was a warning. And it's like can let people decide for themselves. Like,
Right, yeah. This
Like,
is
I was
what
surprised to see-
you gotta be careful. Or
you ever seen, you seen Seven?
no,
Seen Gone Girl? Damn. Big director. And now that I think about it, I guess he's made some of my favorite films. David Fincher.
you know what's weird? I don't watch horror movies until I'm with a girl or with like a buddy. Like I need to watch it if I'm with someone, or I think I'm scared to watch it in the dark by myself. Do you watch a horror movie by yourself?
Yeah.
What the who the fuck
I
are
don't know,
you?
that's the only way. Like, I have a hard time getting scared at them, so... A lot of them are interesting. I like the mystery that is in a lot of them. I got one I watched recently. I'll have to talk about it in a minute, but... there's one movie that... There's only been one movie that's legitimately fucked me up. Like, in a very deep way.
Oh yeah, I
in
have
a way
one
that
movie like
actually scared me.
that. Yeah,
And beyond... It wasn't even just scared. Like, ooh, it was creepy. It was, like,
disturbing.
it's too real.
Yeah.
Was a movie Martyrs, and it's a very popular cult classic. It's a French movie.
How did it disturb you?
Bro, like, I mean, that's a whole half-hour show at least on its own. I made also
for
the
next time.
mistake leading up to it of I started the movie at like 1:30 a.m.
Oh, fuck.
After I got off work. Was thinking, I went into it a little cocky. I was like, it's fine. I was also sinking out because like I've had a hard time finding certain horror movies that actually get under my skin. Exorcist, nothing. Chainsaw Massacre, nah.
Well, I think
Like,
those are
they're
great
all-
movies, but
even
they
new ones, it's
yeah,
like, it's just-
we'll do a commentary on those for sure.
They just didn't get under my skin. But I watched this movie and I didn't go to bed till almost 4 by the time it ended.
What was it about?
It's all about. It got very existential at the end. Spoilers. Honestly, I should just tell you this so you don't watch it.
No, don't. I want to watch it.
I don't want you to watch this movie.
Why?
I don't want you to go through what I went through.
No, but that's
look,
it's the
dude, I'm
experience.
serious.
though.
No.
No, it's the experience.
Dude, life was not the same for 2 years. I had to argue against this movie in my own head.
Wait, okay. What was it about? Don't spoil, but what was it about?
It was... Okay, so it got very existential. Well, okay, so the synopsis. It's about 2 girls they're orphans, and one was kidnapped at an early age by like a cult type group of people, and she was tortured for a reason. And
For a reason?
there was a reason behind the torture. It wasn't just for like bloodlust or anything like that. And so it's kind of about the 2 girls. There's a hard change in the middle of the movie that you don't see coming that is interesting. So it's really a lot about trauma, and it's a lot about depression, and a lot about, like I said, existential themes. And by the end of it, it starts dealing with literally like human life. What are we doing here? And its answer to it was, honestly, you could technically argue in a sort of positive way if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But what it hit was an emotional note that I've never come across before.
Oh shit!
It
I
didn't-
like how you wording those not to spoil.
I'm trying not to spoil
nice.
it. It just, you start... It's unconventional, so what you start expecting to happen about 3/4 into the movie,
It's just hard left.
you realize that, like, it's not
that.
going to happen. Then you start to sink, and your heart sinks, and you feel bad for this one character in particular. And by the end of it, you've spent this whole time with this character in this movie, and just the way it finally caps off, it's a huge fuck you. In a sense. Maybe it's a little harsh, but it just leaves you like, you're sitting there and like, you're like, oh no, I fucked up. Like, why did I do this?
Oh shit!
And so I first I had to shut myself off for the night. I had to be like, okay, we're gonna put this in a box so I can go to sleep. Woke up, I was exhausted and all that. So I was like I started doing. I had a whole list of Halloween movies. That's when I watched it. It was the beginning of October of this past year.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna start off with Martyrs, and then I'm gonna watch blah blah blah. Dude, I could hardly watch any other thing scary.
Oh god!
It wasn't scary visually as it was scary emotionally. That's what it
Dude,
is.
that's the one thing though. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you have a vision, you have a project that you want to work on, you work on it, and then it makes an impact on people's life.
Hopefully for the positive. Understanding where the film came from, the director said he, shocker, wrote it in a very depressed time of his life.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of understanding the context of it, reframed it, but like it really got to me. And I knew people like there's this one YouTuber, she's good, Spooky Astronaut. She's like a horror YouTuber kind of girl. She reviews a lot of movies. She says, I don't know if it is her favorite or it's definitely one of her favorite horror films, and she rewatches it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, excuse me?
You
You rewatch? I would not. Like, I literally don't like to think about that movie. Like, fuck that. No. It was expertly made. Amazingly made film. Congrats.
But I'm not doing.
I
I'm
ain't
not
touching
doing
that shit again. I have no need. That's when I found my line. Like, I found where I'm not going.
Talking about sinking movie. The in 2019. What was the name of that movie? Actually, 2018. Or maybe early 2017.
Hereditary?
No,
That's one of
it
my
was
favorites.
a movie from. I think it's. I don't think it's.
Is it a horror movie?
Yeah, kind of. It's a thriller and kind of like horror. It became a meme of one of the guys was just running. He was running straight and then take a hard left. Don't remember that one. It's from
Fuck.
Key and Peele. It was from
Oh,
Peele.
Get Out?
Get Out. Oh
Yeah.
my fucking god, that movie!
Oh, you told me. That's a hilarious story.
I have a scar from that movie.
Okay, two things. One, maybe you should hold on to this story.
Yeah.
I just realized there was something I was supposed to tell.
What?
I remember it was like our first podcast, I think. I had a story we were going to tell, and we are like, maybe we should hold on to it for the next one. I don't think we ever
shit,
told it.
yeah.
I don't remember what it was. Tell it if you want, but you may want to hold on to it if we remember it. You're trying to
Hold
put
on
his
to
fur
that?
back into it.
Yeah. You need to keep this, buddy. Just keep your fur, alright? Oh shit.
Oh my god. Go ahead. This is a funny story. You had just gotten to the country, right? Like not long before that.
No, I've been here 6-7 years now.
No.
8
When
years.
you saw the movie.
No. I was I've been here 4 years. No, 5 years.
By the time
until
you
then.
saw it.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. Well, I mean, compared to your whole life, that's still pretty fresh.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that movie literally scarred me.
Well, at first I was like, really? But then I didn't think about it. I was like,
All right, stop.
oh, yeah.
Let me write it down. Let me write it down. That's gonna be a story for the next podcast.
yeah, now I wish I could remember.
But yeah, we're just gonna have to write that down. What's the name? That's gonna be
Get Out.
Get Out. Nice. And so no, okay. So then Eat.
Don't just
The movie Eat.
Just don't.
That's the one movie I think would have ended if I was the character. Obviously, it makes sense.
fuck this shit. I'm
But
out.
think about it. You are a kid. How with how spooky I was as a kid. Spook prone.
Spook prone.
Yeah.
That's a shirt right there. Spook prone. I love that.
I was fucking spook prone, man. Like, I see a fucking clown in the gutter, and he knows my name.
Yeah.
Out of all things, like, how the fuck do you know my name, my guy? I'm gonna put that back.
But it's perfect.
How the fuck do you know my name? First of all, and then second of all, I'm not like, no, we're not doing that. Not today.
You were saying earlier what the difference between.
I'm walking away, and here's my theory on that. So you know how, like, yeah, we were talking about that here earlier. There's a theory that starts with the Earth was a big chunk of what do you call it?
Pangea.
Pangea, that was the and until it broke. Africa stayed at the center. So people that went and explored and that ended up on other continent. That's the variety. That's white people. Most of them are white, but they went and explored. Right, they explored. They went out of their ways to find adventures, and Africans stayed on the continent and stayed in Africa. And they were like, we ain't doing that. We don't like adventure, and that's black people here in America. So my theory is that that's why when you see any horror movie, either they die first or they're like, fuck this shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not about your adventure bullshit. I don't want to die. And that's the big difference between white and black people when it comes to chasing adventure. That's like you see a fucking clown in a gutter, and you're like, oh, I wanna see what that's about. Maybe he's gonna give me fucking cake. For all I know, a rainbow cake. I see the fucking thing and I'm like, it's jeans. Now I'm like, you thought, bitch.
That is the most coherent, dumbest argument I've ever heard. It makes, honestly, you're like, that's bullshit, but you're like, shit. Yeah. It kind of has some logic to it. Yeah. But like, I even proved it earlier a little bit because I was like, talking about haunted shit, like I like ghost shit, and I love to find stuff like that.
No,
and why? It's like why? Why? Why are we like that? If
I'm in another mental state and I see a ghost, I'm like, what's good, dude? What are you here for? Oh, I'm gonna kill you. Okay, now is the time to run. But no, I'll try to hang out.
It's always the white dude who's like,
what's that noise? Hey, maybe I want to look. Yeah. What's that noise?
Yeah,
that's the noise that cues. That's my cue to leave.
And that's I can't argue with that. I also can't come up with that theory, or I could, but I'd take a lot of heat for that, so I'm going to let you do it for me. Oh, man. I can't say that.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah.
People would be mad at me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, fuck them, but, Oh, man. I think that's it.
Yeah.
We need to keep on the movie stuff. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I need to watch some more.
3 segments, man.
Honestly, I would love, like, people need to know my taste, I guess, but, like, I would love some really great movie recommendations because I'm having a hard time finding good ones. I did watch one a couple months back. You Were Never Really Here. It's a Joaquin Phoenix movie. He did it right before Joker.
Even the name sounds good.
You Were Never Really Here. Really good. It's all about trauma, like PTSD stuff, and he obviously killed it, and it was just a really good movie. Pretty dark, but I like stuff like that, so
I think it's about time we wrap it up with the boys.
We should probably tell them where they could find us elsewhere.
Oh yeah, on social media it's Taki Aduko for me, at Taki Aduko, but I really want you to go find me on TikTok because we're funny on there.
That's subjective. You should spell your name too.
It's not in real life on TikTok. Literally not in real life.
You can find me at James Evans Art on Instagram, and that's about it. I draw, do illustrative work. So yeah, give me a follow if you dig the stuff. I appreciate it.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Because the dog's gonna maul you if you don't.
Oh yeah.
Tore off his fur.
Bro.
Yeah, don't forget your story.
What story?
For next time.
Will not.
Anyway, bye guys. We need some music too. Like we need like an intro and an outro or something like that.
Well, I think I'd be interested to read that video.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Split into 2